Meanwhile, in the sprawling suburbs of Corby... Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away, and we're now going to be doing the next 3 stages of the Fanhome release and build the 1966 Batmobile. Now you've got to be on your guard today, people, because it is April Fool's Day. I'm not going to be doing anything, so don't worry about that. I'm already thinking my workshop's having a fall with me anyway, because look, all the lights haven't been working for a couple of days, and I don't know why that is. So I'm going to try and get to the bottom of why that is later on. Something's come unplugged or something, I don't know. But today we are continuing the next 3 stages of this. Now, if you do want to get this for yourself, I have put it in the link there, and there's also a QR code on the screen. I'll be honest, I haven't seen what we're doing, so we're going to be seeing that together, but some of the parts are really massive, so you're going to like to see what you see today, I guess. Anyway, without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so this is stage 3. Let's have a look what we're actually doing today. Not sure, as I said. Your car parts. In this phase, you'll be putting together the roll bar, complete with a beacon and the emergency back turn lever. Lots of little parts in this at the moment, so we're going to be putting this together like that. So at the end, it's looking like that there. That looks pretty iconic. And it is an absolutely massive pack. Look at that there. Let's get this open. Now, there are quite a few fiddly parts in this, so I try and keep everything in the actual package here so I don't lose anything. So the first thing we want are these light bar roll cups, looking like that. They're on a sprue at the moment, and we also need the lenses, which are also on sprues, looking like that. So I'm going to get these cut off nice and cleanly, and also cut off the lenses. Now there is a little tab at the bottom of these, so when we cut them off, we want to make sure we've cut the whole thing off. Then it's just a case of taking the smaller side of the lens, pushing it in, so it's in like that, and it's coming out the other side like that. Do the same with the other 3. Now I'm going to need this bracket, and I'm also going to need this massive metal section, a very iconic section this is, fully metal, already got decals on the side there, as you can see there and there. What I'm going to do is take what I've just created here, and there's some little indents either side of this metal. So these are going to be going in like this. But as you can see, I've almost got them all in. Perfect. To each side. I'm going to be holding them in with this bracket, which is going to go over the top. Just like that. That's holding them in. Oh, I need some ACM screws. They're in this bag here. That was quite tricky, I have to say. Okay, these are flange screws. And that's one that side. That's them both in. I'm just going to use my larger screwdriver to make them tight. They can't move, and they're in just like that on each side. I'm then going to be taking this iconic beacon here, and this has got some lugs at the bottom, which is just going to go into the holes just over the top here. So just make sure they're in and pushed in like that. The lens for this is going to be going into this side here. So it's now looking like that there. Put that just to one side, because I've got the light for that lens, which is a red LED here. I'm just going to straighten out this wire, and that's going to be going into this lens holder just here. So it's just a case of poking that all the way through, so it comes out the other side. It will hold itself, and then just bend this wire around so it comes out of the gap at the side there. Now that's going to go in here like this, so the wire is facing in this direction. And then once again, I've got a bracket to put in place. Now this bracket does have a locating lug in the center that needs to face upwards. So when I put this on, it's going to go that way round. That's going to hold everything into place there. This time I need these AM screws to hold that in, and one just in the other side. So, see what I mean about iconic? Check that out. Put that to one side. We're going to get the parts out for the back turn lever, which is basically this rubber bush, and the lever's just actually going to go through the top and put it all the way down so it comes out the bottom. You do want to push this down, so I'm going to get my screwdriver to help me get that as far as I can get it down there. There you go, like that. This time I want this section, which is plastic, and that's going to be going into the top just like that. So it's coming out that side there. And then we've got this great handle to put on top of it, which is just going to be going in here like this. So I'm just going to push that down so it's on. And there you go. Let me, I'm just going to push this ball joint through just a bit more. It's going to, the further that ball joint's in, the more it's going to be stable in there. But there you go, that's looking like that. Again, put that one to one side, and I've got these dome lenses now to put into place. These are going to go into the indents that we can see on each side here, and I've got another one going there. I'm holding them in from the other side with some NP screws. These are really thin screws, as you can see, and make sure this short end here is nearest to these lights on the side. So screw these in, and there we go, they are both in. That looks good. I've just got a couple of lenses now which are going to go on top of these sections. These are just push in, and they should be quite tight, so you're not going to need to glue any of this in, like that. And then it's just a case of putting both of these sections together. But what I want to do is take this wire and put it through the hole in the side here. Get it all the way through. And then this is going to fall into place on here. Take out the slack on here, and then make sure that fits into place perfectly, just like that. Excellent. Now it's going to be held in with some AM screws. I need one just at this far end over here, and then just two on this section down the bottom here. I also need just one in the centre. And there you go. Very iconic, isn't it? But that's that stage complete. In stage 4, let's have a look what we've got. Here's the magazine. And look, we've got a massive bit of glazing, basically the whole windshield. So I don't think there's going to be much to do on this. We are just putting some tabs on either side of that windshield. So it's looking like that. Let's get that open. And this is what that bat windscreen looks like. Check that out. Now, I don't want to touch this at all, but I have got some parts to put onto this. And basically, they're just L-shaped little details which actually push into the lugs on the side here. So I'll put one in here and push that quite hard. So that goes in looking like that. Do the same on the other side. Perfect, and that looks good. Now, I recommend, since we're not using this now, is to actually keep this, I think, in here so it's fully protected until we actually need it. But that's the end of that stage. So in the last stage of this pack, this is stage 5. Again, here's the magazine. And we are doing the, in this phase, you begin working on the Batmobile engine, starting with the gearbox and the starter motor. Wow, that's looking pretty cool, isn't it? Okay, let's get this done. Now we've got two brackets which are very similar, as you can see. I want the smaller of the two, because this is going to be going into this hole just here, lining up the lugs here, so it can only go in one way. It's being held in with FP screws. So these are flange screws. One there. Just put one in the other side. Perfect. So that's in, and it's coming out the other side there. I want to do exactly the same with this metal section of the gearbox here, of the bell housing. Just going to be pushing this in through this side. So it comes out the other side just like that. This time it's held in with DM screws. Bit of oil on there just to make my life easier screwing those in. Then it's just a case of piecing both of these parts together. So it's going to be going this way round. Make sure it fits perfectly in there. And to hold that in, I'm using a different screw once again. This time, CM screws. Now we've got this cable here. Is the next stage, which we need to cut into different size lengths. So I need 7 centimeters or 70 millimeters. Get that lined up here. Got me bat knife, and I'll cut that there. And then I need 60 millimeters, which is cut there. I can now put my bat ruler away. Got some little tiny adapters here. I want to take the longer part first. I am using glue on this. Learned my lesson a long time ago on this. And basically I'm just going to put some glue just onto this silver adapter here. And push that on the end like that. Putting some glue just on the end. This one's going to be going into the hole that we can see just on this side of that bell housing. So there you go. That looks like that there. And then once again, I'm going to use a little bit of glue on this adapter. This is going to be going on the shorter of this piping here. Like that. And then the other end of this is going to go into the starter motor. So again, a bit more glue just on the end. Find the hole just in the side here and push that in. And I want it going off in that sort of direction there. And that and this is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in this pack. So in the first 2 packs of this build, we've obviously done those 2 sections there. We've done this really iconic section here with the lever and the siren or the beacon on top there. We've also done a wheel in the last stage. We had done the aerial here, which I'm trying to keep remarkably safe. We did have the bat phone, which we did in the last pack. And then finally, the iconic bonnet there, looking like that. This is quite a fun build, isn't it? The amount of things I could just call bat, stick bat at the start of it. If you want to get this for yourself, you can follow the bat link, which is in the video description. And there's also a QR code on the screen, but I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please remember to subscribe. Remember, the next part is going to be on the same bat time and the same bat channel. Take care.